Hey there, Aquarius, and welcome to your July 2017 love reading with Divine Love Tarot. Okay, I'll be doing a past, present, and future spread for you guys like I did last month. And if you're just joining me for the first time, thank you so much for checking out my channel. And if you're returning from the June reading, thank you so much for giving me another chance, okay? Let's go ahead and get started with your reading. I've already shuffled the cards off camera so we can get this done a little bit quicker. So the first card in your past position is the Empress. Okay, the next card in your past position is the Six of Cups. And the next card in your past position is the Seven of Swords. So the Empress in your past position can represent a few things, okay? It can represent you, all right? It can represent a time where you were very nurturing. Um, it's basically seen, Empress is seen as like the ultimate woman, okay? So maybe a time in relationship where you felt this way. It can also relate to just a very nurturing time in your relationship or a very nurturing relationship, okay? A time when your relationship was running smoothly, all right? And it's also maybe indicates that the female in the relationship might have been pregnant at this time. So, it's just basically a time where anything related to this Empress card as far as like nurturing and just being very feminine played a forefront, okay? It can also represent a lover from your past with this energy, okay? And so in the past position, basically your focus is on this kind of nurturing sentiment, okay? So it's either an ex-partner with these qualities or just a time in your relationship where these qualities were abundant. Moving on to the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is also known as a nostalgia card, okay? Thoughts of a beautiful time or thoughts of beautiful things, all right? In the past position, you're thinking back to a time where things might have been simpler in your relationship, or maybe that you're stuck in the past, okay? And you're spending too much time thinking about how things used to be, all right? It can also symbolize a partner from your past who is coming back. Maybe perhaps the Empress, maybe the person who represents the Empress card. So something's going on where possibly you are thinking about this partner and they're coming back, okay? That's what this card is telling us, okay? This can also symbolize that you need to cut ties with someone from the past, and maybe perhaps the Empress, because as we move, yeah, so you cut ties from the past and you need to focus on your current situation or your current partner, because as we move into the next card, which is the Seven of Swords, in this past position, this card typically represents something that was done behind your back, or perhaps someone who cheated on you. Okay, not necessarily your partner that you're with now, but if there's a lot of reflection being had, okay, you're thinking back to this person, and maybe this card is reminding you, hey, look at what happened. Yeah, that this person may represent a lot of good things to you, but also keep your eye on the prize. Focus on your relationship now because you're coming out of this. All right. Because in the past position, this card means that you are aware of what was going on. So it can also signify that, it's your relationship now, and that you are aware of what happened, whatever that your partner did in the past, and you don't care. You're moving on. Okay. You've gotten over it. You're moving on, and you're learning to trust again. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the cards in your present position. Okay, so the first card in your present position is the King of Wands. The next card in your present position is the Knight of Cups. And the next card in your present position is the Ace of Wands. Okay, so the King of Wands in your present position, the king represents a generous person, passionate, courageous, could be slightly impulsive. All right. So it can represent somebody with a fire energy, a male with a fire energy. Um, or it can represent symbolizing a time in your relationship where you need to move in a certain direction. Okay, you need to move towards your desires, whatever it is that you want. This card is telling you to kind of go after it. Okay, because this is not necessarily a relationship card per se, but when you get this, and any wand in your relationship shows that it's energizing a certain area of your life or of your relationship. So the King of Wands is energizing you to go after what it is that you want. Okay, it could represent that you're trying very hard to please your mate right now. Okay, you're trying very hard to kind of um, get your partner's attention. Okay, and um, it can also indicate that there is a strong bond between you and your partner. All right. So this card can also be telling you to make time for your partner. All right. But all roads point towards you putting some energy into your partner, into the relationship. Okay. You need to change your focus towards your relationship. Maybe you're working too hard. Okay. Maybe you're the King of Wands and you need to put some focus now into some of that energy into your partner and into your relationship. All right. So the next cup we have is the Knight of Cups, not Wands, the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups kind of represents some sort of emotional fulfillment. Okay. As a person, the Knight is charismatic, romantic, he's charming, kind of symbolizing the Prince Charming. Okay, but for the relationship, it symbolizes moving forward, or for you in the relationship, it symbolizes moving forward in a way that is beneficial to your emotional health and happiness. Okay, this card is asking you to trust your instincts when life presents you with change or with choices. Okay, also, this card is encouraging you to explore your feelings. It can symbolize taking things perhaps to the next level or signify that now is the time to take things to the next level. And as far as your partner, it's basically telling you that you have nothing to worry about where your partner is concerned. So, in the past position, you were thinking back to a time, and if you were maybe possibly concerned about this Seven of Swords or about this cheating incident, then the Knight of Cups in this position is kind of telling you that you don't have anything to worry about right now. So if this is the same partner, you don't have to worry anything about with this partner. If it's a new partner and not the one from the past that you've been thinking about that might possibly be trying to come back for you, then it's telling you the partner that you're with now, you don't have to worry about what you worried about in the past with that other partner. Okay, so now we move on to the Ace of Wands. And this Ace of Wands represents a new personal beginning. And the present position is saying that it's time to take a chance or take a risk or take a leap of faith. All right. Your love life is about to blossom, and this is a surge of positive energy in your relationship. It could possibly even represent a proposal. All right. So this card is just signifying that something good is about to happen. It can also represent a very sexually charged time in your relationship. If it's a new relationship, you guys have a lot of sexual chemistry. All right. But this card is urging you to act now on this spark because the spark doesn't last forever. So there's something, this could be a new energy altogether. This could be a new partner that's come in, it's kind of setting you on fire. This card is telling you to go for it. This card is telling you that this is a good beginning for the new relationship. And this partner is giving you the emotional stability or the emotional connection that you've been looking for, that maybe perhaps you've been longing for from the past, because you are very nostalgic back to a time in your past. Okay, so these energies are telling you, hey, you know what, now's the time to seize this situation, seize the moment. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's going on in the future position. And in the future position, your first card is the Queen of Pentacles. Next card in your future position is the Ten of Pentacles. And the last card in your future position is the Four of Swords. So the Queen of Pentacles, right, she represents a faithful person, practical, okay, a faithful, practical, feminine energy. She's also nurturing as far as earthly pleasures. So where the Queen of Cups may be emotionally nurturing, the Queen of Pentacles is going to build a warm and comfortable home environment. Okay, she's going to cook you hot meals. You're going to come home. You're going to love coming home, basically, to the Queen of Pentacles. So this can represent you in the future, okay, Aquarius, or it can represent the relationship and the bond between you and your partner and just a warm and cozy home life that you guys have created together. Okay, this card represents a long-term commitment. All right, the relationship is in a solid and healthy place when this card is present. All right, yeah. So once again, this is just in the future position. You are either going to be called upon, or you either going to represent the Queen of Cups, or your relationship is heading in a good, solid, stable direction. Because then we have the Ten of Cups. I'm sorry, Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. I don't know why I keep saying cups, but Pentacles. So we have the Ten of Pentacles, which represents a happy and secure time. Okay, you see the two partners, they've come together. Pentacles represent stability and security. Okay, so the bond between you and your partner is very strong. All right, you guys just seem to fit. This relationship is growing in a mature and permanent type of a way. You guys kind of just feel like you belong together. All right, so then we can go ahead and move on to the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords can be taken in a few ways. So I'm trying to look at the other cards in the reading. Because usually when you get the Four of Swords, there's other cards that indicate some type of conflict or upheaval. And there aren't any other cards in the present position or the future position that represent that. So I'm looking at the Four of Swords, and perhaps in the present position you've been guided by your cards in the past position to stop looking back. Okay, so this is a time now of consideration. Okay, and if you've been torn between the new person in your life and the past person, this is a time maybe of contemplation, consideration, where you're going to have to let go of those thoughts of the past. Also, the Four of Swords this is basically, it's just telling you it's time to maybe take a break. Okay, maybe there's a lot of security in this relationship, but every relationship needs a break at times. Okay, you guys might have been doing a lot. You might have made a lot of big changes, moving in together, moving forward. And sometimes that does take a lot out of you, especially if you weren't expecting it, if you're not used to it. So this card can just symbolize that you both just need some downtime, some R&R, some relaxation. Um, it could be that you're tired from working too much, okay? Because you did have the King of Pentacles in the present position that was asking you to focus on your relationship, and maybe that focus came because you were working a lot. So if you are a very hard worker and you also have taken that energy and focused it into your relationship and created this stable environment, you could be just a little bit tired mentally and physically. You could be a little drained, and this card is just asking you to take that rest, okay? So that you can maintain the stability of your relationship. Okay, it could just represent putting any problems aside. All right, maybe any issues, you feel like any issues that are going on in a relationship are not big enough to cause any waves, and to ruin your happy home. And that can also be what the Four of Swords represents. So in the future position, it's telling you that you will have a lot to think about or a lot to consider. Okay, something that you're working towards now is going to require you to either make a decision if you want it or not. And if you do want it, you're going to have to start making plans. So this could just also signify that you've worked very hard to get here, and now it's time to contemplate, okay, I wanted this, I have it, is this what I actually want? Right? And if this is what I want, now it's time to make plans for the next phase of our relationship. Whether that's marriage, whether that's buying a home, whether that's having children, that's also the contemplation that this card can represent. All right, Aquarius, so I feel like that was a really good reading. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it did resonate with you. If it did, please let me know in the comments, okay? I've also done a weekly reading for you guys for all the signs. I call them the quick and dirty readings. They're about 4 minutes max. And it's just giving you a quick snapshot into the energies of your relationship for this week. All right, so those are already up for you to check out. So I hope that you do take the time to watch those videos. And remember also that if this reading didn't quite resonate with you, to check out your rising sign and your moon sign also. And in some cases, you can even look at your Venus sign if you know that. Um, because, depending on what is stronger in your astrology chart, sometimes your sun sign isn't the strongest planet. I know for me, I do resonate a lot with my sun sign, but my rising sign also resonates very strongly with me in love reading, so I tend to read both. Okay, Aquarius, so thanks for joining me again, and I will see you soon. Bye.